These are in listen-only mode.
Okay, great. Thanks for everyone joining us today. It's just before noon. We've put this open session on the board in case we had the ability to do a little bit of the people's business today. So we're out of executive session now. We're open session. Item number 2 is an appointment for the State Senator Legislative District number 26. I'll read it off. Pursuant to ARS 41-1202, receive the names, of the 3 qualified electors as candidates to fill the vacancy for the Legislative District 26 State Senator seat as submitted by the Legislative District 26 Precinct Committeemen, and appoint one of the candidates from the list to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of State Senator Raquel Turan, C-06-24-001-X-00. The 3 candidate names submitted by the district are Quanta Cruz, Cesar Aguilar, and Flavio Bravo. I will turn it over to looking for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first and foremost, thank you so much for placing this on today's agenda. This has been a crazy morning already, but a lot of work going on here in Maricopa County, so I appreciate having this placed on. Mr. Chairman, this is one of those appointments in which, as you stated, the precinct committeemen get together and they decide amongst themselves who they would like to see appointed to a vacant Senate seat in LD 26. I am fortunate enough to know really all 3 candidates. All 3 candidates have just been are just incredible public service. Servants. They are involved in the community from a nonprofit side and through community service side. They are just all 3 are very young and energetic and really have the community at heart. So these are always tough decisions. I can tell you, I have met with all 3. The issues that we talked about, of course, Prop 400. Jack would be pleased to hear that. Prop 400, very critical. Something needs to be done. Rio Verde was another issue we talked about as well. And then, of course, elections. I had a questionnaire that all 3 filled out to ask their opinion on not only the 2020 but 2022 election, their opinion on our vote center model, and their opinion on the multiple ways of voting here in Maricopa County, from early voting to walk-in to election day voting, all that stuff. All 3 of them have responded to the survey exactly the way I would hope that they would respond to it. There were simple 5 questions, yes or no. That's it. And all of them pretty much reassured that our elections are safe, secure, and accurate, that we put on great elections here in Maricopa County. And I would hope that any of the 3, I know for a fact any of the 3 would be strong advocates for Maricopa County when it comes to local governments, not only the counties, but the cities and towns as well, but really have a strong understanding of what goes on here in Maricopa County. One of the things I've always asked, we're not going to agree on everything. There's going to be times where we're going to agree to disagree, but at least they give us an opportunity to sit down and speak with them and plead our case and tell them why we are advocating one way or the other on a particular legislative issue. They've all agreed on that. But comes the tough decision of having to pick one candidate. And all 3, again, are tremendous candidates. I think that Quanta Cruz, there she is. Thank you so much. She is here. She's one of the candidates. But I would move forward with the recommendation of Flavio Bravo to be the next senator in District 26. And he's an outstanding young man. Again, relatively new. The 2 House members are both have their name moved forward by the pre-Cs. Both of them are first-term lawmakers, but I would suggest at this point we move Mr. Bravo, Representative Bravo, to be our next state senator in District 26.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second that motion.
Okay, thank you. So before I take the vote, much like what occurred on Friday, I want to make some thank yous. This time, I don't want to forget the important work that the clerk of the board does on these vetting processes. I totally missed you on Friday about what was brought forward to us in LD 13. Of course, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office is, as well as our own Human Resources Department, to look into the three people to make sure they are who they say they are, to make sure that they live in their districts, and to make sure they have a clean record that we can all get behind as we affix our names to these people to serve in the legislature. And again, whoever we decide, I appreciate people putting their name in the hat. So, Ms. Cruz, thank you for being here and abiding by that process and feeling good about the process on the interview, I hope. And thank you for joining us today. So with that, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I would assume that District 5 will be reaching out to the nominee and to make sure that they get sat at the Arizona State Senate. Good luck to him as he goes forward in a new role with the state legislature. And I'd probably want to make sure that we know, because he's coming from the House of Representatives, this will open up a vacancy in the House.
I have not had a chance to talk to the district chair. She was out of town from what I was told this weekend, but I have talked to the county chair. They understood the possibilities of one of the House members being appointed, and they would have to start this process all over again. They are in session, so they're going to have to meet real quickly, nominate. We do have our own in-house policy, as you stated. The whole vetting process, that's just the standard bearer we have here in Maricopa County. Totally respect and appreciate that, and we will continue to have the same process for the House vacancy now. So they're perfectly aware of it.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Gallardo. So please keep us informed as we go forward in that district. Okay, with that, I believe.
We have a constable.
Oh, that's right. A very important another item, number 3. So, item number 3, appointment of a constable for the Agua Fria Justice Precinct. Pursuant to ARS 11-251, parentheses 16, consider a nomination for appointment of a constable for the Agua Fria Justice Precinct to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Doug Clark, the previous constable. This appointment shall be to fill the vacancy for the remainder of the term, which ends December 31st, 2024. The recommended salary for the newly appointed constable is $48,294, consistent with ARS 11-424.01 C2, and the Board of Supervisors action related to constable salaries C-0624000X00. So looking for a motion for the appointment of the constable.
Mr. Chairman, and again, I appreciate your patience on this one as well. This was on a previous agenda, and there was a little confusion, so we wanted to hold off until we had all our questions answered. This has been one that's been out there for a while. We opened it up. I think we had a 10-day window in which folks can submit their resumes and statement letters. We didn't really get too much traction on it, so we kept it open for a little while. I jumped on the phone. I was calling key members, city council members, and school board candidates to try to get the word out there to let folks know there was a vacancy and anyone that would be interested can apply. So we did got some interest that way. There was a gentleman his resume just came straight to the top. He is a former police officer from the city of Tolleson. So he was an officer that I want to say it was good 30 years. It doesn't say here, I don't think, but a good number of times he was a police officer in the city of Tolleson. He now works for Tolleson Union High School District, where he's retired. He's now the lead security I told him this morning that he would have to leave the school a couple weeks earlier, but school's ready to be let out. But nonetheless, I would recommend Michael Flores to be appointed the next constable in the Agua Fria Justice Court. I have given you all his resume. I've spoken to him a number of times. He's just an excellent guy. Retired. He understands the role of the constable, and he's looking forward to serving. So with that, I would ask for your support for Mr. Flores to be the next constable in Agua Fria.
Thank you, Supervisor Gallardo. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, with deep appreciation for those who apply for this tough position and Godspeed to whoever serves in this role, I second that motion.
Great, thank you, Supervisor Galvin. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. And again, thank you, Supervisor Gallardo, for leading this process. Two separate processes to get good people to work for county and state government.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and with that, we are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.